आइए. So last class we were discussing the homework, right? We discussed question number 3 and 4 and 5, right? So today we will take up few more problems which have come in your past examination, and these questions are also there in your institute study material, right? Now, as far as intermediate accounting is concerned, right, in our intermediate classes we cover the full institute study material, and once we are done with our syllabus, several mock tests are conducted, as well as we do solve past year RTPs and past year question paper in class, right? So this question is there in your institute study material. Question number 6, very important problem, right? Now, uh, Harihara furnishes you with the following information relating to his business. Now, with respect to furniture, they have given WDV. So when they give you WDV, it means depreciation has already been provided, right? And they have given us the opening stock and the closing stock, and then they have given us debtors opening but closing is missing. So again, it's an indication that we have to prepare debtors account. Creditors opening closing is given, then prepaid expense, unpaid expense, this needs to be adjusted when you show expense in PL. Then cash and bank is also given. Receipts and payments, collection from debtor they have given us, fine. Collection on discounting of bill also they have given, there is some bills receivable. Creditors of 40,000 were paid this much, so automatically discount receive you can get. Payment for freight inward, right? Freight inward is a direct expense, remember. Then payment amount withdrawn for personal use 7,000, this is drawings. Payment for office furniture 1,000, this is furniture purchase. Investment carrying annual interest of 4% were purchased for rupees 96 on 1st July and payment made therefore. Okay, fine, you have purchased one investment, fine enough, on 1st of July, right? Expenses include salaries is 14,500. Miscellaneous receipt is 500. Now miscellaneous receipt does not take into account the interest which we'll be receiving on investment. Bill of exchange drawn on accepted by customer during the year is 10,000. It means there was no opening balance as you can see above. So this is bill drawn 10,000, out of which 2,000 were endorsed in favor of creditors, and in that 400 was dishonored. Okay, fine. Goods costing 900 were issued as advertising materials, right? And the goods are sold at a profit of 33 1/3% on sales. Difference in cash book, if any, is to be treated as further drawings or introduction by Harihara. Now, further they have told to provide depreciation at the rate of 2.5, provide 2.5% for doubtful debts on closing debtor. They have asked us to prepare trading PL and balance sheet. Now, in this problem, it is clearly evident that we have to prepare debtors account because we don't have closing debtor as well as we don't have sales. So from an account we cannot get two balancing figures, right? We can get only one. So it means that sales we have to calculate in a different way. And they have given us the GP percentage. When they give us the GP percentage, in that case either purchase will be missing. In some cases we saw that closing stock was missing. In some cases we saw that purchase was missing. In this case sales is also missing, right? Further, purchase is also missing, which can be drafted by preparing creditors account. And in this problem we have to prepare this cash and bank also, because they have told that if there is any difference then it can be further drawings or introduction. And further we have to prepare furniture account as well, because for calculating depreciation part. So by seeing the problem you can easily prepare first all the accounts, right? You have to prepare debtors because credit, sales and closing both are missing. So sales you will calculate it in a different way, and that sales you are going to put here, then you can get closing debtor. Creditors you are going to prepare because purchase is also missing, right? And then we have to prepare the furniture account as well, because the depreciation rate is not provided, so balancing figure of that furniture account will be depreciation. Then in this problem we have to prepare cash and bank as well, right? So these are the accounts. So either you can move on first preparing these ledger accounts, get the balancing figure done, and then you can prepare trading PL balance sheet. But what kind of approach we follow? First of all, we will draft the PL and balance sheet, trading PL, and whenever we get stuck, we prepare accounts, right? So it is in the books of Harihara, and year ending is December, right? So trading end PL account for the year ended 31st December. Is that fine? Now, so here we are going to take opening stock, then we are going to take purchases, sales, then we are going to take closing stock, and don't forget we have freight inward which will be coming in trading account. It's a direct expense. And finally we'll be having the gross profit part. Right. So these are the figures we required. Once we read the problem, we can get what type of information will come in trading account. So anyway, we have the opening stock 8,000. We have closing stock 7,000. Right. Fine. So right now you can see that further we know the freight inward as well, 3,000. And whatever purchase you get, out of that 900 has been used for advertising purpose. So you have to subtract 900 from whatever purchase you are getting, right? And this 900 will be debited to profit and loss account, because if there is any goods which has been used other than sale, so it will not be debited to trading account. So it will be debited to trading account by way of advertisement. If the goods have been withdrawn for personal use, then drawings to purchase. If the goods had been distributed as advertisement material, then advertisement to purchase. Loss by fire, then loss by fire to purchase. Anyway, it will not be debited in trading account, so you have to remove it from purchases. Right? So somehow we have to calculate purchase and sale, and accordingly we'll get the gross profit. So right now three figures are missing: purchase, sale and gross profit. So if we can get one, that is purchase. So if I get purchase, I'll put it here. So accordingly, opening plus purchase plus direct expense minus closing, I get COGS, and I have the gross profit ratio with me. I'll easily get the sales. And you know that here we cannot get sales by preparing data, because debtors has two missing figure, one is sales as well as closing data. So our ultimate objective will be right now to prepare only per creditors account, right? Is that fine? I think it's fair enough that we have understood, since we have done 5 problems as of now. So we can get this type of thinking developed, right? So this, suppose this is the only thing which you have to prepare. Do step by step. Never try to complicate things, and this is the best way of doing it. Because at least if I start preparing the working notes, and if there is no time left, so I end up scoring very less. But ultimate objective is fine. They have told me to prepare this. It's an incomplete information set. So I have got whatever I have got: opening, closing, direct expense, right? Opening, closing, direct expense, then goods used as advertisement material I have subtracted from purchase. So now I need purchase figure, I need gross profit, I need sales. So once I know purchase, I'll put it here. Then opening plus purchase plus direct expense minus closing will give me COGS. I have the GP percentage ready with me. Add profit to that, I'll get the sales. As simple as that, right? So let us now prepare note number 1, that is creditors account, right? Now, what is my opening creditor? Right, the opening creditor is 11,000. The closing creditor is 15,000. Done. Now, collection from debtor will not come. Collection on discounting of bills will not come. Creditors of 40,000 were paid 39,200. So to cash oblique bank, whatever. 39,200 has been paid and 40,000 creditor has been paid 39,200 in full settlement. So automatically I get discount received 800. Freight inward will not come here. Drawings will not come here. Payment for office furniture will not come here. Investment will not come here. Expenses miscellaneous receipts has got no role. Now, of these bill of exchange, 200 were endorsed in favor of creditors. Now, instead of accepting fresh bill, I have given bills receivable received to my creditors, the same bill which I have got from my customer. That is 2000. And 400 was dishonored. So my creditor will charge me and I'll charge my debtors. So anyway, by debtors, it is BR endorsed dishonor, right? So automatically everything is okay. So I'll get by purchase as balancing figure, right? By purchase as balancing figure. So opening closing creditor we had payment, we had discount receipt, BR endorsed, it's also type of payment. Endorsed, again creditor will increase, balancing figure is my purchases, right? So now you can get the balancing figure, just calculate 39,200 plus 800, 40,000 plus 2,000, 42,000 plus 15,000, 57,000 minus 11,000, 46,000 minus 400, right? So it is coming 45,600. That's it. So this is what I needed. Now once we have got this, I prepared only creditors because no other account was required, just to complete trading account. This was the only thing required. Now here I will prepare 45, right, 45,600, right? So 45,600 minus 900, that comes to 44,700, right? Done. Now usually we know the sales, purchase was balancing figure, but here we can calculate COGS, right? I'll just show you. This minus this, add this minus closing, you get COGS. Add the profit part, you get sales, right? So now we have to prepare note number 2. First of all, I will calculate COGS, that is opening stock plus purchases plus direct expense minus closing stock. Is it fine? I guess it's everything okay. Okay, now so opening stock is 8,000. Then we have purchases, how much? Net purchases, that is 44,700. Then we have direct expense. So now we will get COGS as 48,700. Simply I will add profit to it. Now remember, this is cost and profit percentage is 33 1/3 on sale. So we have to first convert the profit percentage on sale to profit percentage on cost. So it's 1/3 on sale means half on cost. I've already told you that right, you must have learned it in your basics, right? When you move from cost to sales, the base increases. Whatever we have in numerator, just add it in denominator. So 10 by 100, so it will be 10 by 110. 25%, that is 25 by 125. When you move from cost to sale, but from sales to cost, the base decreases by the amount we have in numerator. So 1/3 on sale, so 1 by 3 minus 1, that is half on cost. So that comes to 24,350. So therefore we will be having sales 73,050. Very important calculation. Right? Is that fine, everyone? I hope it's quite easy. You have done it in your basics, right? Plus 2 level also you have done it. COGS add profit, cost plus profit is sales. So this is how COGS is calculated. We know purchase, so we got COGS. Percentage is given on sale, convert it on cost. So the difference is your sales, right? If you add up, you get the sales figure. So cost plus profit is my sales. So now what will I do? So I can just write 73,050 out here. Now if you do 1/3 of this, you see you exactly get 24,350. Now if you do 1/3 of this, 1/3 of 73,050, you get this. This is just to check, right? So now we have successfully completed the PL part. Sorry, the trading part. Now we will move into preparation of PL. So for that, gross profit needs to be brought down. 24,350. Okay. Now we need to put up all the indirect expenses, the discount allowed, the discount on bill, discount received, everything. So first you go just move step by step. Again you have to read the problem. Collection from debtors after allowing discount of 1500. So discount allowed is 1500. Then in case of creditor, the discount received is 800 and discount on bill is 125. When you discount the bill with the bank, so bank deducts interest, right? In group 2 you know have accounting for banking companies, right? So you know interest and discount. So that is 125. Then freight inward we have taken, drawings we won't take, furniture we won't take. With respect to furniture we will take the depreciation part. So to depreciation, that will be note number 3. Okay, here we can give note number 2 reference and here also I can give note number 2 reference. So now I'll be preparing note number 3, that is furniture account. Is that fine? Now, so the opening balance is 6,000. The closing balance is 6,350. So debit side indicates inflow, credit side indicates outflow. So to bank, the purchase part they have given that is 1000. So automatically I'll get by depreciation balancing figure, right? It is 650. By depreciation balancing figure, it is going to be 650. Is that fine? Right? So I'll put depreciation out here, 650. Now, then we have investment carrying annual interest of 4%. So investment has not been received. So I'll show by accrued. Last class we did loan from Lakshman problem, right? In that we showed outstanding interest. So when you invest, so you have the right of receiving interest. So accrued interest on investment. So the investment has been made on 1st of July. Now investment cost is 96, but the face value is 100. So you always receive interest on the face value into 4%, and from July to December it is 6 months. Right? So 100 rupees is the investment face value, 4% is the annual interest rate, and for 6 months. So accrued interest is 2 rupees. Is that fine? Right? So this calculation is very important. And interest is calculated on face value. In group 1 you have investment accounting, right? You know. They haven't told anything about the interest received part, so it will be assumed it is accrued, right? Okay. So next we have expenses. So two expense, right? How much? Expenses include salary is 14,500. Now opening prepaid will be added, closing prepaid it will be subtracted, opening unpaid it will be subtracted, and closing outstanding it will be added. Simple. This is we have done it in our foundation, right? Accrual basis of accounting. No need to discuss. We have non-profit making organization as well. In that you have done these type of things. So opening prepaid is related to current year, so add anything related to current year will be added. Closing prepaid is related to next year, subtracted. Opening outstanding is of last year, and closing outstanding is of current year, right? So how much it is? Minus 100, minus 200. It is coming to 14,200, right? Next we have miscellaneous receipts. By miscellaneous receipts, we have 500. What else we are left with? Bills receivable will not come in PL. Dishonor will also not come in PL. Goods costing 900 has already been shown, and any difference in cash book is either drawings or further capital. So that is also will not affect PL, right? So you can see that I got stuck in preparing trading account. So I calculated purchases by preparing creditors account. I got that missing figure. Then I use that GP percentage to get the sales part and the gross profit part. Then advertisement, it's given discount allowed, discount on bill. Depreciation, I got it by preparing the furniture account. And rest is here, right? So 2 net profit. How much? So 24,350 plus 800 plus 2 plus 500 minus 900 minus 1500 minus 125 minus 650 minus 14,200, right? Now we have missed out the last point, that is provision on doubtful debts. It will affect PL, right? So that we are going to do. So see, this is the adjustment we missed out. So there can be cases as well that you are also missing a particular adjustment in the exam. So when you miss out an adjustment, it is not going to affect you because still the balance sheet will tally as it has two effects. But if you miss out any transaction, say for example, if you fail to record bad debt already written off, so that will create a difference, right? So anyway, I missed out. It's a mistake on my part, right? So the same thing can happen with you also in exam, right? So 2 PBD, and that is again note number 4, I guess, because for PBD we need closing debtor, and closing debtor we don't have as of now. Yes, closing debtor we don't have. So in that case, now we again have to prepare the debtors account. Anyway, we have to prepare debtor account because once we go into the balance sheet part, anyway the debtor account was required. So let us now prepare the debtors account. And when you prepare debtors, I had already told you that debtors and BR go side by side. Right now, debtors opening balance is 16,000 and BR opening balance is nil. They have not given us, so we have to take it as nil. Right? Is that fine? Now, collection from debtor after allowing discount of 1500 amounted to 58,800. So by cash and bank 58,800, by discount allowed 1500. Collection on discounting of bill, so BR will be credited. So by cash and bank 6125 is collected, by discount on bill 125. Creditors paid and discount received will not affect here. Freight inward, drawings, office furniture, investment, expenses, miscellaneous. Okay. BR received during the year is 10,000. So in debtor I will write by bills receivable account 10,000, and in BR I will write to debtors account 10,000. Is that fine? Now 2,000 was endorsed in favor of creditor. So bills received will come in both debtor and creditor, right? So by BR, debtors will be credited and bills receivable will be debited. Now with respect to endorsed bill, only BR will be credited. So by creditors, BR endorsed 2000. Now when this endorsed is dishonored, so the creditors will charge us and I'll charge my debtor. So I will show here. So while I prepared creditors, I credited my creditor. Can you see? By the amount of dishonor. So here I will increase my debtor. I will write two creditors, BR endorsed dishonor 400. Right? And then goods costing 900 were used as advertising. It is not going to affect the gross profit. Any differences for the capital and the provision, so we'll calculate later. Right? And further in debtors, you can see that sales is missing, which we have got it by preparing our trading account, right? Note number 2. So 2 sales 73,050. That's it. So now we are going to get debtors as our balancing figure. Here I'll get bills receivable as balancing figure. This is 70 and then we have 19,450. And this one we will have 1750. Debtor and BR will go side by side, but still provision will be calculated only on debtors because debtors is the amount of uncertainty. BR is not with uncertainty. BR means certain debtors which will be collected after some point of time in future. So the provision which you create is only for the amount of debtors, not for the amount of BR, right? But since they go by side, that is why we have prepared it together. Anyway, we would have required it, right? We require the closing BR. So whatever information we had and sales we had put in, and then we are going to get this, right? Now, so provision will be calculated only on closing debtors. So we have 19,450 into 2.5%. So that is 19,450 into 2.5%. How much is it? Just calculate. Round off how much? 486. Okay. So now you can get to net profit. I think now everything is okay. That comes to how much? 7791. Right. So this part we have done it. Just have a look. Right now you are at learning stage, right? So you might feel that it is very tedious, right? But in exam, when you get this type of problem, when you practice, your speed will increase, right? The only problem with this type of approach is that you have to read the problem again and again, right? So the moment you read the problem again and again, that increase your connection with the problem very strong, right? So there is hardly any chance that you can miss out. Okay, I got stuck, I'm preparing this. But if you start preparing first all the working notes, I'll do few problems with that approach as well, right? And being an individual, you can decide what kind of approach you need to follow, right? So we just completed the trading PL, right? And it took us around about 35 odd minutes to complete this. I know it's too much, but when you do it in exam, since we are at the initial stage, so I have to explain you everything, right? The moment you get this type of, okay, fine, I'll get the purchase, I'll get COGS, I'll simply do it, right? I'm giving you time to copy as well, making you things understand. Like I told you that interest is calculated on face value. So these things will already there in your mind. So when you work out for PBD, you need debtors closing. So you'll quickly prepare that, right? And now I have to move to balance sheets. For that, I have to prepare the opening balance sheet first. Now see, you know how to prepare the opening balance sheet. It's hardly going to take time. Note 5. Opening balance sheet with all the opening assets and liabilities. And we know that marshalling is not important here. Right? So first we have furniture 6,000, opening one. Then we have stock 8,000. Then we have debtors 16,000. Then we have creditors 11,000. Then we have prepaid expenses 600. Then we have outstanding expenses 2,000. We have cash and bank 1,200. So now, so capital balancing figure. So you have to be fast in processing, right? In increasing your speed. So asset minus liability is capital. Dual aspect concept, right? Just take the figure fast. 18,800. Now I can prepare the balance sheet, right? And they have told us that whatever difference in cash you have, that can be either further drawings or it can be further capital. So quickly we will prepare note 6 as well, the last working note. That is cash and bank combined, because the balance has been given combined way. Right? Now, so what is the opening balance? It is brought down is 1,200, carried down is 625. Right? Now, so we have collection from debtors. So here we will have two debtors, 58,500. Then we will have two bills receivable, 6,125. Then we have buy creditors 39,200, buy freight 3,000. Already we have drawings out here 7,000. Then we have buy payment for furniture 1,000. Then we have buy investments 96. Buy expenses we have 14,500. Then two miscellaneous receipts we have 500. Then BR, then there is no other cash transaction, right? So now if you just check, right, you will either get true capital or buy drawings, additional drawings, right? That is why they have told either it will be treated as further drawings or introduction by Hariharan. So 1200 plus 58,500 plus 6125 plus 500 minus 39,200 minus 3,000 minus 7,000 minus 1,000 minus 96 minus 14,500 minus 625. It is how much? 904. So by drawings, it is 904. Right? So anyway, we had to prepare this. So we prepared it. Now we will complete the balance sheet part. I guess it is absolutely okay with all of you. Okay. So now we will prepare balance sheet as on 31st December. Capital, how much we got? 18,800. Add net profit 7791 minus drawings 7,000 plus 904 7904. There is no further capital. One 18,800 plus 7791 904 18,687. Right? Now what we'll be doing? We will be just showing the other items, right? Now we have to follow marshalling. So we have creditors, that is 15,000. Then we have outstanding expenses 1,800. Now, then we have furniture 6,350, and then we will have investment 96, the closing balance, right? Then I will have stock, closing stock 7,000. Then I will have debtors 19,450. Now since I have read the problem so many times, so I remember quite a few figures. Less provision for bad debt 486. So that comes to 18964. Right. We have bills receivable. I got the balance 1750. Then I have cash 625. I have prepaid how much? 700, and then accrued interest I'll have 2. Right. So 18687 plus 15,000 plus 1800. So that comes to 35487. 35487 minus 2 minus 700 minus 625 minus 1750 minus 18964 minus 7000 minus 96 minus 650. So it is tallying. Right. So 48 minutes. With understanding, we have done it. Now, in exam, they will make things easy for you. As in, they will give you the opening balance sheet, so that will save a time. They won't give this much. This was too many missing figures. This was too many missing figure problem. So they will try to reduce the complicacy involved in the problem. So it will help you to think faster, and it will be easy for you to complete it. Right. I hope you all have understood.